Hey all, Chris Bassett here, and I'm going to be building a piece of furniture out of all this scrap wood in my garage. Let's get into it. So I was cleaning up the garage and had some 2x6s, 2x4s, other pieces of lumber laying around, and I thought it'd be a good idea to build a second Adirondack chair. So I've got a chair that I built last year, got a video on the channel, showed that. There it is, it's beautiful, look at it, got the 10-foot picnic table right next to it, and I figured I needed a second chair, so I'm going to take some measurements from the existing chair and incorporate it on the new chair. You got the front leg, the back leg, the handrail, seat planks, and the back seat area, so we'll mix it up and build ourselves a chair. So here I've got myself a 10-foot 2x4, and we're going to go ahead and cut the two front legs. So going to measure 18 inches and chop chop. So there's the first leg, 18, and then I've got my speed square to draw a line, and there's my second leg at 18. So real fast, let me point at some stuff. So we got first leg, second leg, 18, 18. The armrest at 31, the second armrest at 31, and then the back of the armrest at 27. So you get your front leg, your armrest, your back rest. So there's the lengths. Let's get to chopping. As I'm cutting, I notice my circular saw blade is actually loose. So I take a look at it, and it does it again where it stops in the wood. So I'm like, oh, we better fix that. So on the back side of the circular saw is a little wrench. I'm going to go ahead and tighten the nut down, use pliers to hold the blade in place, and then just tighten her down. If it looks like I'm chewing really fast, it's because I am. I love cinnamon gum. What kind of a psycho likes cinnamon gum? This kind. All right, so we're going to finish up the cuts and then check out the chair to make sure everything looks like it's squared away. So the leg that is the back leg, it's also the seat brace, is angled, and it provides stability for the bottom of the chair. So I'm going to take a 2x6, and I'm going to cut the leg at a 25-degree angle. So you can see here, it's going to get positioned on the front leg like so, and then that will create the foundation for the chair as well as the space for the seat planks to sit on. So I'm just going to bring the 2x6 over here. I'll show you. I use my speed square and the pivot point near the top. So you pivot it right at the top at the point and then draw it over 25 degrees. Some chairs have it set to like 30 or 15, so it really depends on the depth of the seat and how you want it to feel when you sit in the chair. If it's too deep, if it's too high of an angle, it may feel like you're falling into the chair, but I like 25. It seems to work out well. So I've got that drawn off there. We're going to cut that with a circular saw in here in a minute, but you want to measure from the tip over to the base, and it'll be 32 inches is what we're looking for. So those bottom brace legs, they'll be 32 inches at the longest point. I'm going to speed up this cutting animation. Cutting, chopping, slicing, ripping. Look at me go. I'm a master woodsman. I've got my angle grinder with a sanding pad on, so I'm going to go ahead and take off any rough edges or bad spots in the wood. And since I'm just throwing stuff together, let's take a look at the shelf on the garage wall and see what I've got. 3.5-inch drywall screws. That'll do. So let's assemble the front leg to the armrest. I'm just going to make a 90-degree right angle right there. We will pre-drill the holes with a 1/4-inch bit and then go ahead and screw those drywall screws in to the top. I'm going to be doing a whole lot of eyeballing stuff, so boys, yell at me in the comments. But I'm going to try to square it up as best as I can. I'll put the speed square on there. That looks good, and I'll hold it in place with my hand while I drill it. So it'll be fine. So I've now successfully attached the front leg to the armrest, screwed the drywall screws in the top, and now it's time to add the back leg. So you see we've got the 25-degree angle positioned on the leg, and I'm just trying to square everything up, make sure the space from the top to the bottom is the same. If I remember correctly, it was 20.5 inches from the top, so from here to here was 20.5, and then from the back side is 20.5. Just trying to make everything as square and as symmetrical as possible. So we have both legs assembled now. You can see I've got 2 screws going in from the top of the armrest to the front of the leg, and then from the front of the leg into the back leg. So once that's assembled, I'm just resting these planks on here. This will be the seat. So we've got that rested on there just to kind of get everything laid out. Each of the planks is 24 inches long. I've got 3 of them, and it's roughly 6 inches, camera, look out, 6 inches from the top of the angles where we start, and they are 2x6s. Make sure you leave a little bit of gap in between everything so water can drain. And then we need to secure these onto the back legs. So I will need to remove the armrests so I can drill and screw straight down. So whoops on that, but we'll pull that off, and then we'll screw in the slats for the seat. There we go. Remove the armrest, and we have secured the seat slats. So I went ahead and pre-drilled the holes and then spaced out each of the connection points, roughly an inch in each board, and then just screwed down all 3 seat slats. On the end seat slat, I did put 4 screws in place because that one will be a brace. We'll need to secure a back piece to that as well. So it needs a little more stability. We are 22 inches across. If I did measure, I don't know if I can see the tape measure, but you can see I've just got 1 on each, and it'll be fine for what we're using it for. All right, so I got the armrest back on and the seat slat secured. So now it's time to secure the backrest and armrest. I don't know what piece you want to call this, but it is like the back brace, I guess. Back brace, so we'll put the planks in for the back of the seat, and it'll rest against this. It'll also create a support for the arms. So that measurement is 27 inches across right there. And we'll just screw a couple screws in just from the top. And once again, I'd recommend taking off any sharp edges or corners, sanding down any rough spots so your clothes don't snag on things. Take a look at my shoes. Amazing. So next, let's build the back slats. I'm going to measure those, and we're going to use 3 pieces of 2x6s at 32 inches. So that'll give you enough height to lean your head back and rest your head against the backrest. And I'm going to chop up that wood. Safety first, boys. Where's your safety glasses? Oh, they're on. Trust me. All right, so I'm going to lay out the back slats. It'll look something like this. We're going to lift the slat up so that it just connects the bottom seat plank. And that way it looks nice and tight. But that's basically how they're going to go. I'm going to, center them inside the chair and then position it in a way that it looks nice and symmetrical. So here's the first slat we're connecting. So 2 screws in that bottom plank, and that way it'll touch that back armrest and the bottom plank. And then you'll screw a screw in from the back side and then one from the front side. So I'm going to drill, or no, I already did. Okay, I already pre-drilled the holes. I'm re-watching the footage. And then we're just going to drill the 3.5-inch drywall screws in here, and that way it'll be nice and secure. Hold it in there tight. Tight! Alrighty, we've got all 3 slats attached with 6 screws in that bottom plank, and then we're also going to attach 1 screw in each of the slats back into the armrest back brace area. That'll snug everything up, make it nice and tight, and create a lot of stability so the chair won't fall apart when you sit in it. So I think we're ready to go, boys. She's all done. How's it look? A+, 100%. Hey, check out some other videos over here. You got any questions or comments, put those down below. Make sure you check out the links. I got some stuff from Amazon, discounts, and other stuff, so look at that, and I'll see you in the next video. Later!